It was past midnight when Maria knelt by her bedside, her heart heavy with exhaustion and fear. The house was quiet except for the steady hum of the refrigerator and the faint sound of rain against the window. Her husband had lost his job 6 months ago, and their savings were nearly gone. The bills piled up on the kitchen table like silent reminders of her failure to hold her family together. That night, she whispered through her tears, "Mother Mary, please, I don't know what to do anymore. Help me." Maria had been a devoted Catholic her entire life, but this storm felt different. The weight of her husband's sadness, her children's innocent questions, "Mommy, why can't we buy groceries this week?" and the emptiness in her own soul made her feel like God had gone silent. Yet something within her, a small flame that refused to die, pushed her to reach for her rosary beads resting on the nightstand. They had belonged to her grandmother, a woman of unshakable faith. "Pray and Our Lady will take care of you," her grandmother used to say. That night, Maria decided to believe those words once more. Every morning, she sat in the corner of her small living room with her coffee and her rosary. She prayed each decade slowly, her voice trembling at first. She asked the Blessed Mother not only for a job or for money, but for peace in her heart. "Hail Mary, full of grace," became her rhythm of survival. She prayed as she washed dishes, folded laundry, and walked her children to school. She began to see her suffering not as punishment, but as a call to lean into God's mercy. Still, the darkness didn't lift right away. Her husband grew distant, ashamed of not being able to provide. Maria found herself crying in secret, hiding her tears from the children. One afternoon, while dusting the family's small altar, she looked at the statue of Our Lady of Guadalupe and asked, "Why do I feel so alone, Mother?" That very moment, her phone rang. It was her parish friend, Clara, inviting her to join the women's rosary group on Thursday evenings. Maria hesitated, feeling embarrassed to show her brokenness, but she went anyway. The first night she joined, she listened more than she spoke. The women prayed with such peace, their voices weaving together like a soft blanket of faith. When it came time for intentions, Maria's voice cracked. "Please pray for my family," she said quietly. The leader of the group smiled warmly and replied, "Mother Mary always finds her children, especially when they feel lost." Week after week, Maria returned. The rosary became her lifeline. Slowly, she noticed changes within her heart. Though the bills still came and the job hadn't appeared, she no longer felt abandoned. When fear crept in, she imagined herself under Mary's mantle, safe from the storm. Her prayer changed from "Help me" to "Jesus, I trust in you." Then one day, after nearly 9 months of struggle, a letter arrived in the mail. It was from a company where her husband had applied months ago. They were offering him a position, better pay, better hours, even benefits. Tears filled Maria's eyes as she called her husband. He could barely speak through his own tears of relief. They both knew this was more than coincidence. It was grace. That evening, as the sun dipped behind the hills, Maria lit a candle before the statue of the Blessed Mother. She clutched her rosary and whispered, "Thank you, my Queen and my Mother. You never left us." The air in the room felt different, peaceful, holy, alive. She remembered how hopeless she had once felt, and how the rosary had become her anchor. She knew this moment was not just the end of a trial, but the beginning of a deeper faith. Months later, Maria began to help lead the same rosary group that had lifted her up. She shared her testimony quietly, often with tears in her eyes. "When I felt I had nothing left," she told the women, "Mary carried my prayers straight to Jesus. The rosary didn't change my situation overnight, it changed my heart. And when your heart changes, miracles begin." Looking back, she realized that hardship had been her teacher. It had stripped away her illusions of control and led her straight into the arms of God. She learned that true faith isn't proven when everything goes right, it's proven when you choose to trust even when you see nothing. She thought of all the nights she prayed alone, and how Mary had been beside her through them all, whispering, "Do not be afraid, my daughter." Today, whenever life becomes heavy again, Maria takes her rosary and begins to pray. Each bead feels like a lifeline, a reminder that heaven listens. She has seen too much not to believe. Her children now know the rosary by heart, and sometimes they lead it themselves. Maria often tells other Catholic women, especially those burdened by fear or loneliness, if you feel forgotten, pray the Rosary. If you feel too weak, pray the Rosary. Mother Mary doesn't need you to be perfect, she just needs you to come to her. Her story is a testimony that faith can rise from ashes, that tears can turn into thanksgiving, and that the Mother of God truly walks beside every woman who calls on her. And so, every evening as she closes her eyes and prays the final Hail Holy Queen, Maria smiles through her tears. She knows now that even in suffering, heaven never stops working. The Rosary had not only brought a miracle to her home, it had brought her back to the heart of Jesus through his mother. Her story reminds us that when a woman prays the Rosary with faith, heaven always listens.